go. Hey there, YouTubers. I think this thing is on, and I hope this light doesn't mess up too much. Well, I'm actually here to teach you guys about biology today with my Cap Gherkin methods that never fail and always teach you the exact amount of biology that you need to learn. Not too much, but definitely not too little. These are guaranteed to get you a gentleman's C. At the end of the day, isn't that what you need to graduate? It is for me, and it was for me back when I did this kind of thing, because I am a biology dude. Let's start with the heart. Home is where the heart is. Arteries go away from the heart, away. Veins return, that's very Germanic, easy enough. The septum separates it. One way that I remember it is, easy enough, right? Separate, but you could also sing September, the Green Day song, Wake Me Up When September Ends, and the way that Green Day was separated from his dreams, that video. So, atria, this is a little weird, but it's a system and it works. This is actually the heart of the system. So you memorize this, you'll know the heart. So the heart's divided into the right atrium, the left atrium, the lower atrium, and the left ventricle. The right atrium, the left atrium, the right ventricle, and the left ventricle. So the way I like to think about it is that the atrium receives and the vent is the one who gives, So I like to think that the atrium is a big butt of a guy receiving. And it makes sense because, you can come in, this is the Fight Club if that's what you're here for. The atrium receives, and the vent, this is the Fight Club if that's what you're here for. Oh, okay, cool. Don't mind me. Atrium receives and the vent gives, I like to think, there's a guy in the bottom. He's the guy who receives, Wait a second. No, that's wrong. The atrium receives. So the guy at the bottom, he's the guy that's giving and the atrium's receiving. So he's like all venting, like, what? I'm the man of this relationship because I'm the guy giving and you're receiving. So why am I the guy in the bottom? And he's venting about it. Venting with anger. So picture that, a guy in the bottom is a fat butt that, he's doing, and it's another man, no homo, and he's venting about it. Ventricle, Alright, but who are these ventricles? The left and the right ventricle, you gotta make them individuals. If you can memorize it, individual people. So I like to think the left ventricle is Joseph Stalin, and the right ventricle is Adolf Hitler. And they're the angry ones at the bottom, venting about their anger. But then the guys on top are the more friendly left-wing and right-wing guys. The right-wing guy for the right atrium is Ronald Reagan. And the left-wing atrium is FDR. And I like to picture him. He's the guy that has to sit down, the guy who's venting. So you picture that, right? Because FDR's in the wheelchair. He's got to sit down, So that's one way to look at it. And then you got to look at the relationships. So the right atrium, that's where it begins, is Ronald Reagan. He's got a relationship with the post Vena Cava something, So one way you can remember that is, Ronald Reagan was always big with aliens and stuff, and about how the Soviet Union and the U.S. would have to join forces if they ever fought against aliens or something. So, his green spacemen. So you can picture Ronald Reagan is meeting these survivors from Venus who have to live in caves in the post-war situation because they were considered inferior. Works perfectly because they're the posterior vena cava, also known as the inferior vena cava. So that's one way to remember that. And then it goes through the tricuspid valve into Adolf Hitler, the right ventricle. And that makes sense, right? Tricuspid, the axis power, And then Hitler, he's fighting Supergirl. He's really pounding at her lungs. He's pulmonating them into Pope, So the right ventricle, Hitler, he gets it from Reagan, and then it goes to Supergirl, and that's the pulmonary arteries. See? And it goes all the way around. Actually, it doesn't. It does not go all the way around. It just goes to the pulmonary, Supergirl. That's at the lungs, pounding the big lungs. And then from there, it goes to the left ventricle. You see? No, that's not right. It always starts with the atrium. It goes to the left atrium, which is FDR. So, FDR is always smoking, so you can just picture him smoking some oxygen from the lungs. Oh yeah, it's good oxygen. That's what he says when he gets to the left atrium. Then it goes through the bicuspid, and you can remember this because it's a bilateral relationship between FDR and Stalin. Was the left ventricle, and that works very nicely, doesn't it? The two guys in the bottom in hell are Hitler and Stalin, and they're the right and left ventricles, right? That works. And from Stalin, it goes to the aorta, and one thing you can remember it with is Aor, like the Protoss from that StarCraft game, you see what I'm saying? Aor, I like the Aor. So Stalin, thank you. Stalin has a relationship with that. I don't know. And then it goes to the aorta, and it gives oxygen to the whole body, And that's like, you could break that down, it's the left and right, like left-wing politics, you want to feed the whole body. Right-wing politics would say, the pulmonary circuit's the most important, let's focus on them. So it goes with the whole left-right thing. So that you gotta remember that the left goes through the aorta and feeds the entire body, the entire body system with oxygen. Next. Still doing the human heart, the gas exchange, the lungs, pulmonary, bicuspid left, cardiac, murmur. Alright. Let's see. Let's do some digestion. Digestion's fun, the guy who swallows. And I like to think, I got into a fight once, and I had that guy eat my, if you've ever been to one of those places, you'll know that there's a stomach and the small intestine and the large intestine. And what I like to think about is that the stomach is taking care of the protein that you get from sperm that you eat. That goes to the stomach. And the small intestine gets rid of the fats that you eat. So like you eat a bunch of whales, and you whale them down in the small intestine. And then you see the large intestine, that takes care of water and salt. So if you drink a lot of urine from a sperm whale, that will be taken care of in the large intestine. So. Good. Alright, I'll shut this off. I don't want to distract you from your movie. I'm waiting too.
Yeah, I just saw them. They're coming.
Cool.